Hi, and welcome to the Sabbath Christian Church's online sermon. Eighth Commandment, thou shalt not steal. The love of money is the root of all evil. Bribery is a very effective method of stealing. It is part of the Trinity idolatry from Meshach, Abednego, and Mizan. Micah 7:3 says, concerning evil, both hands do it well. The prince asks, 1. Also the judge, 2, for a bribe. And the great man, the head of the group, there's always one that's the great at the top of the group, speaks the desires of his soul. So they weave together. They do evil with both their hands, and they wind up with the threefold cord that is not quickly or easily broken. Ecclesiastes says that this way. Here the prince, number 1, the judge, number 2, and the great man are the 3 in guilty complicity. They wrap up, namely they conspire to carry out the great man's desire at the sacrifices of justice, wealth, and the love of money. The 3 of them together. Micah says her leaders pronounce judgment for a bribe. Her priests instruct for a price, and her prophets divine for money. They lean on the Lord, saying, is not the Lord in our midst? Calamity will not come upon us. Yeah, right. Besides, they also broke the other commandment, you shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, because they are saying the Lord in our midst, not the Lord, not the one God, the power of the Trinity of idolatry. The Chinese bureaucracy, the one that destroys government, is used as a basis for how governments go under. They can't tell exactly when, but they surely can tell how. Back then, the people tried to get into position of power within the government, and they worked at it very hard, and they became part of the bureaucracy. And the power groups in the bureaucracy, the heads of the bureaucracy, combined with Taoism, personification of nature. Bribery worked wonders for them. The last 2 helped to convince the population. They go out there and tell, this is going to be good for you. What we're doing here is great for you. Listen to us. But trinities always lead to destruction. And whether these people like it or not, whether they think about it or not, it works all the time. How about the Trinity in the Roman Empire? The emperor, magistrates and archbishops made their governing incapable and ravaged God that ravaged them with the ice ages and other retributions that went on there, the Holy Roman Empire. It was a time where they couldn't get enough heat during the summer to go above freezing. A couple of people died from lack of food. And bribery. Bribe the people by telling them it's going to be great for you. Convince them. Make the ad. And it says in Isaiah 10, woe to those who enact evil statutes, lawmakers, number 1, and those who constantly record unjust decisions, judges, number 2, and rob the poor of the people of their rights, the leaders. Go out there and convince the people so that widows may be their spoil, and they may plunder the orphans. Behold, the rulers of the land, each according to his power, has been in you for the purpose of shedding blood. What happened to the Levites and priests, just not mentioned. And Exodus says, you shall not take a bribe, for a bribe blinds the clear-sighted. Tells it right there, and subverts the cause of the just. Don't do it, it says in Exodus. Deuteronomy says, cursed is the person who accepts a bribe to strike down an innocent person. And all the people will say amen. God presented to them very basically, see, there you go. Don't mess around this way. And Judges, it says, the lords of the Philistines came up to her, Samaritans, entice him, and see the great strength lies that may overpower him, and bind him to the afflicted. And with all this stuff going on with the Trinity, those who are not convinced that it'll do them good are afraid to mess with them. And Luke 1 says, after so many thousands of people gathered together, they were stepping on one another. And he began saying to the disciples, first of all, beware the leaven of the Pharisees, which is hypocrisy. Plus the priesthood was not mentioned there particularly. There is nothing covered up that will not be revealed, and hidden that will not be known, as we see right here. And in Matthew 26:15, it says, one of the ultimate cases of bribery. What are you willing to give me? Judas said, to betray him to you? And they weighed out 30 pieces of silver to him. Betray who? Jesus. Amen. And thank you for watching and listening.